Now, it's always about how you start, how you spend your morning. Yeah. Usually determines what kind of day you're going to have. Yeah. Now, you made a smart choice, I must say, by joining us. Welcome to a brand new episode of Wake Up Naija.
Now, every morning is beautiful. And I like my coffee black and my mornings bright, you know. When I wake up each morning, I get out of bed with this spirit of gratitude. And that's how you need to start your day. Think of something you're grateful for.
There's a song in my head. Grateful.
Really?
Grateful. Winfrey, you know this song. Grateful for all that you have done. Winfrey, you know this song.
It's not like I don't know it. It's the way you are singing it. That's the problem.
You look lovely, by the way. How are you doing, Winfrey?
Thank you. I like your hooded thing.
Oh, you do? Yeah. You inspired it, by the way. You didn't bring my kimono.
Oh, wow.
So I said, let me
I brought your kimono last week. You ignored it.
Let me use this to remind you that you get my kimono.
Susie, I love your skirt.
Thank you.
It's pretty.
You very much. It's that whole African fabric touch.
Definitely. Now, of course, I can certainly tell you that Wake Up Nigeria and spending time with you are two things that are, they're concomitant. They go together, and we are grateful for that one.
What word is that? I've never used that word before.
Mike, what do you expect?
It's more or less like, pari passu.
Oh, okay, that's an even better word to go and check the dictionary for. But hey, I know that it's going to be an amazing show, just to show you how much we're willing to pay you for being a part of our world.
Of course.
Would you like to win 100,000 naira?
Just for free. That's the main thing, 100K. You're not going to, almost nothing from you.
Almost.
Tell us.
All you need to do is show us you're willing to cook. Show us you love to cook. Show us you're willing to do it against 4 other contestants to be able to get that 100K. And hey, you never know.
We'll provide the ingredients and everything that you need. All you just need to do is come with your skills, your expertise. Do you know how to cook? And then, of course, get ready to impress our judges.
Yes, sir.
Now, to be a part of this, just send in a 2-minute video of yourself cooking. That's all. Yeah. It could be noodles. It could be boiling yam. It could be boiling rice. I will send my own. So maybe you have an idea. Yeah, I cooked beans yesterday. No, the day before. But hey, come on. Tag at TVC Connect. Use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. It's our Wake Up Nigeria cookout.
Yes, it is. The more comments and likes you get, the higher your chances of making the cut.
Simple.
And we can't wait to meet you.
All right, we'll be here for 1 hour, 45 minutes. Great to have you. My name is Mike Mesikena.
And I'm Titilayo. So now the energy in here is infectious, and we're about to get the show on the road. Make sure you stream with us. That's tvcentertainment.tv, and of course Facebook at TVC Connect.
Use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC across all social media platforms to be a part of this. You can also watch via our mobile app.
Yes, indeed. Android, iOS, no matter what you're using, we are right there in your devices. Now, you should be following us by now. And if you're not, hey, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all at TVC Connect.
All right, today kicks off with art display. We have Olumide Ajewole, who is a visual artist who loves working on oil paint, acrylics, and charcoal pencils. He'll be joining us on set with some of his beautiful art pieces.
Packed show today, guys.
Yep. It is. Danny, have you gone to, when last were you at Tropicana?
Tropicana.
When last were you there?
I was at Tropicana Oniru on Valentine's Day.
Oh, okay. Because the reason why I asked was, how did you get there? With your own car, petrol? How did you get there via car hailing? Because the fuel crisis now, man, it's not going to be cheap to get to Tropicana this period. So are you planning to get to the main Tropicana anytime soon?
Yeah, definitely. I'll actually be going there soon.
How's the fuel crisis? How's it affected you?
Me? I just send them to buy fuel.
Yeah.
They receive gallons of fuel.
You do?
So the truth is,
Valentine's Day now.
Generator stays off till it's dark. Not even maybe when the clock strikes 7. No, it has to be dark. It has to be dark. All the battery of the laptop must have gone down.
Because everybody's complaining. There's no fuel, and then the light supply is epileptic in a number of areas.
Yes,
very true. So if it was fuel scarcity and then you had light, at least my area, would they try? Did they try for us?
Yeah, that's why times like this, boyfriend is very important.
Okay.
Sorry, you can't relate. Do you understand? That's what we get.
This is not fair.
The queues are crazy. Hopefully the weather won't be.
Yeah.
Let's see what it's going to be like today.
You're still watching Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Winfrey Daniel Kola, and it's time for the news. We are starting with the back and forth between the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency and the Nigerian Police Force, where NDLEA is saying that drug mules contacted Abba Kyari's team and not its officers. NDLEA is also saying that it has no reason to shield anyone who may be indicted in the course of the ongoing investigation of a 25 kg cocaine deal involving a gang headed by DCP Abba Kyari. In a statement by the agency's spokesman, Femi Babafemi, asserted that, on the contrary, the traffickers who were apprehended at the airport in Enugu were in touch with the police team led by Mr. Kyari. Mr. Babafemi assured that the NDLEA remains committed to the evidence-based investigation and its resolve cannot be weakened by any misrepresentation of facts. But in a twist of events, spokesman for the Nigeria Police Force, CSP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, said an interim investigation revealed that the two international drug couriers who were arrested at Akanu Ibiam International Airport, Enugu, had strong ties with some officers of the NDLEA. According to CSP Adejobi, the narcotics agency had officers in Enugu who were on the drug cartel's payroll. The further disclosed that the two arrested couriers confirmed that the murders was for the transnational drug barons to conspire with the NDLEA officers on the duty and send them their pre-boarding photographs for identification, seamless clearance, and unhindered passage out of the airport with the narcotics being trafficked. Nigerians have been advised to elect leaders that will be committed to the united oneness and progress of the country and in the year 2023 as it approaches. Former Imo State Governor and Senator representing Imo West Senatorial District, Rochas Okorocha, gave the advice in Sokoto shortly after cajoling the people and the government of Sokoto State over the demise of the magazine Garin Sokoto. Mr. Rochas Okorocha says Nigerians need to be careful in selecting those that will lead the country as the 2023 year of election approaches. He says at this critical time, it is important that the citizens should focus on ability and track records of leaders that would elect to occupy political offices in the country. He described the diseased magazine Garin Sokoto as a liberalized Nigerian that believes in the unity of the country during his lifetime. Elsewhere, Nigerians now throng the United Kingdom visa application centers in the Lagos daily since the resumption of visa application processes by the British High Commission. Here are images from the UK Visa Collection Centre along Mobolaji Bankanthony Way, Ikeja, Lagos, where applicants wait hours on end to submit total application or collect documents. Applicants who paid 42,000 naira for premium services are left outside the gates to battle their way into the building. The commercial partner, TLS Contact, is unable to control the crowd, and this has resulted in rowdy scenes. Outside Nigeria, let's tell you that barely a little more than 3 weeks after Lieutenant Colonel Paul Henry Sadagao Damiba led a coup that toppled the government of President Roch Marc Christian, the coup-led leader has now taken over as the president of Burkina Faso. In a televised ceremony, Mr. Damiba swore an oath before the country's top constitutional body to preserve, respect, uphold, and defend the Constitution, the nation's law, and a fundamental act of the key decisions approved by the junta. Journalists without foreign representatives attended the ceremony in a small room at the office of the Constitutional Council on January 24th. Lieutenant Colonel Damiba led disgruntled officers to force out the head of state following public anger over his handling of a bloody jihadist insurgency. Last week, the Constitutional Council formally determined that Mr. Damiba was President, Head of State, and Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces. And that's it for the news for now. And it's time for sports. Mike.
Welcome back. It's time for us to take a quick look at what's happening on the covers in the dailies this morning. We're starting with the Nation newspaper. Today's Thursday, February 17th, 2022. Major headline here says 5 petrol-laden vessels from Belgium turned back. NNPC say why we rejected consignment, scarcity spreads to more states. The queues continue. Different photo stories there of people trying their best to get fuel all over Nigeria. Right at the bottom there, it says Ekiti governorship, Oni drops APGA plan for SDP. Scrolling to the top now, it says collapsed 21-story Ikoyi building, Lagos to prosecute 4 homes. White paper OK's trial of civil servants. It also says nod for the North Central to produce APC chair. Buhari demands security report. Yari Modu Sharif out of the race. That's what we have on the cover of the Nation. We have the Punch newspaper as well. Stations run out of petrol. Scarcity paralyzes states. Queues persist in Lagos, Abuja, others. Transport fares skyrocket. Small businesses grounded. Labor threatens strike. PDP flays silver. Right beside the masthead there, it says on bank loans to private sector, they rise by 5.1 trillion naira and hit 36.7 trillion naira, according to a CBN report. Contributory pension assets rose by 1.11 trillion naira in 2021 to hit 13.42 trillion naira. Kyari may spend more days in detention as NDLEA approaches court. ASU fumes as federal government declares strike illegal. And yeah, that's what we have on the cover of the Punch. At this point, I'm going to wrap it up when it comes to the headlines and the dailies. Yeah, watching, fitness sessions like that make me smile.
The sessions. We've heard. All right. So, yeah, Thursday morning, and Twitter is back. So, yeah, Twitter is a place where you get enough info. And there's been this topic trending over 2 days now, or yesterday, really, into today. Cohabiting.
Yeah.
Cohabitation.
Cohabitating.
Cohabitating. Yes. Cohabit. Yes. That's for some people that they... But hey, cohabitation and all of that. It's been trending, and it's... At some point, it became some sort of religious war between Christians and Muslims and all of that. And then, of course, between... it was another... At another point, it became a moral thing. Online. Yeah, it became just online, just, And then, of course, at one point, it became a moral war. Okay, should you, and all of that. So, cohabitation, is it okay? Are you for? So, a number of people came up and spoke about their preferences for cohabitation or against cohabitation before marriage.
Yeah. So, honestly, before marriage, there's a lot of questions that need to be answered if that marriage is going to go far. Now, there are some of those questions you just cannot answer until you are with that person for an extended period of time. So whether you decide to live with this person or not, it really depends on you. I know that I'm very grateful to have had the opportunity to live with an ex of mine. And down the line, I discovered, man, if I had married this guy, oh my goodness, this is what I would have had to go through. His family ties, the way he treated his family, the way, the way he even responded to my own needs. It just wasn't enough for me. So if I had made that decision,
you'd have.
I would have regretted it.
Briefly, just before you have your first take, it's the #1 trend actually in Nigeria now. It's there, #1, and a number of people have been putting in, and let me just take this. Let me just take this comment from Ibrahim Suleiman, who says, if you see cohabiting, and your mind interprets it as fornicating, your lack of self-control is smelling, and I almost feel bad for you.
Oh, wow.
But I won't, because you're an adult and that's a struggle. So cohabiting doesn't necessarily mean you're involved in anything. What's your take with it? What do you think about cohabitation?
Well, okay.
Cohabiting.
Okay, first off, the issue of whether you're cohabiting and fornicating, to be honest, But you know we firewood. So how do you want to do it? Are you sleeping in different rooms? Sleeping on different edges of the bed? It's part of the question.
We know some people could be having all-night prayer meetings steady.
I be now.
Yes.
I be.
Yes, they could be in koinonia.
Anyways, my take is, I mean, I understand where this is coming from. So, we find there's certain things you cannot see before you go in there. So it's good to test the waters. But to be honest, I honestly see marriage is long enough. Please. Do you understand? I want to be by myself. You want to be my space. Do you understand? And then when we marry, we'll battle it out. There are traits you can't see. There are traits I can't see. There are traits that you two cannot see. So
this is actually rare. We need to ring a bell for this one. But I am fully with Titi on this one.
Really? Because
so this is rare.
There are some things.
I believe that if we live with everybody, you will always see things that you cannot deal with or handle or don't want to do. Do you understand?
Good point.
That's what I believe.
Point. But the thing is, I've always felt like anyone can actually marry anyone as long as you understand who or what you're willing to take, the crap you're willing to shovel.
Then again, that's where the Holy Spirit comes in.
So let me tell you.
Exactly.
In the courtship, the traditional sense of courtship, you're supposed to spend a lot of time with this person.
Yes.
But there are some things you just never know until you.
That's where the Holy Spirit comes in, sister. You pray. We reveal it to you.
So
and I'm very serious.
if I'm a Muslim or an African, and if I'm
there's
African,
something.
I don't concede to the Holy Spirit.
If I would tell you,
wow,
if that's what you believe, something would tell. No, seriously.
Look,
conscience, I believe, is very strong, and I think a lot of us actually overlook it.
Okay, this is me, and this is my opinion. There are a lot of things that sound good when you talk about them.
Yep.
But in your best interest,
it's
best you know the person. See, there's a reason why the divorce rate is surging.
Yeah.
It's going through the roof. People are talking about things.
Cohabit.
Well, a lot of them endured, yes. But then but
their marriages are the longest. And the ones that are even cohabiting now are the ones that even trip off the most and quickest.
Okay. Well,
because
you say something. Okay, let me land with my point here. The point I'm saying is this: yes, we all talk about our parents, the good old days, and all of that. Look, man, hey, come on. Time flies. Time has moved. Our children also talk about my parents. And I told you that very, very soon we'll get to a point where marriage will be tenure based. Somebody will come and say, okay, let's get married 5 years or 3 years. After 3, 4, 5 years, let's just review it.
People already married just for visa.
No, this is different. What I'm talking about, what I'm saying is that as a contract, people will come and they'll have tenureship for marriages. Like it's going to be like you are renewing house rents. Like you just come, you don't pay, you pay 5. Hey, come on, after 5 years, can we still stay married?
Yeah.
So my point is this: there's not going to details, but look, there are 1,001 things. We've heard stories, even from Christians. Oh, I didn't know this. I didn't know this. It was this, and I found out. If I had known this, I would never have gotten into this.
Yeah.
In your own best interest, man, you have to find a way to know a bit about the person. If you don't believe in cohabitation, that's okay for you, no problem. But man, I'm fully. You got to know who you are getting into.
My take is that you leak all the money before.
No. So you're talking about the good parts.
What do you want
to
be
You're talking
eating?
about the fun parts.
Exactly.
There are some struggles that you also need to go through together. There are some hard parts that have to happen.
That's where
you sign that
questioning comes in.
You know something very simple. Something as simple.
No,
something as
to be
simple.
honest.
You're surprised how something as simple as snoring can be an issue.
Yes.
Something that simple.
How many people don't do you snore?
Passing
when
gas.
I'm very tired, yes.
Do you
passing gas. Do you pass gas?
Do you pass gas?
Yes.
Everybody passes gas.
How does he brush his teeth?
I'm telling you.
Where does he leave his shoes?
Something that small.
Do his socks smell?
It could trigger you. You need to know.
And you need to cohabit to know whether his sock smells.
Oh. No, there are some guys that can code it.
I tell you, people. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people can hide up onto. In your best interest.
Marriage is for better, for worse.
Oh, wow.
No matter how much you want to discover before the marriage, when you enter, you still discover more and even worse. So save your honey sugar.
I've said all this to people, but hey, come on, there's some people that will go to that. So hey, what are your thoughts? Would you cohabit or not? Do you think it's necessary to cohabit? Let's know on social media. Let's get your comments before we take them some other time. We'll take this time out now. Stay with us. There's more to come.
Okay, welcome back. We're right here in the kitchen of Wake Up Nigeria, and I'm here with my lovely chef. Hello, can you please introduce yourself?
Good morning, I am Chef Tulu. I'm very excited to be on the show this morning.
Isn't she sweet? Okay, so Chef Tulu, how are you doing today?
I'm very well.
How long have you been cooking for?
Since I was 9 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay. Why? What happened? What made you start cooking so early?
I've just always been interested in food, and I'll be like, oh, I want to learn how to make food so I can eat more because I love eating.
Because you can eat more.
Yes, so I learned looking at recipes and watching YouTube videos, and that just inspired me to know more recipes and to just cook for myself.
More. Nice. I mean, I think that's very interesting. Okay, so now tell me, what are we making today? We have a number of things lined up here.
Today I'm making chow mein, and it is a Chinese stir-fry dish with noodles.
Okay.
So you can use vermicelli or spaghetti or spaghettini, anything you have. Then you use carrots. Carrots are very good for the eyes. Then spring onions. Then celery is good for the bone. It's high in calcium. Then there's cabbage. Then we're going to use soy sauce, oyster sauce, and sesame oil. And this dish was taught to me by my grandma because she grew up in Guyana, so she was surrounded by Indian and Chinese people, so they taught her all their different cuisines. So it's something that I grew up making.
Oh, were you close to your grandmother?
Yes,
I mean, grandmother's cookings are always the best, right?
Yes.
Okay, nice. So, I mean, aside the fact that you love eating, why else do you enjoy cooking?
Because it's my passion. It's something I'm very passionate about, something that makes me happy, something I really enjoy doing, and something I plan to do in the future.
Oh, awesome. Okay, nice. I mean, today we're making stir-fry. You called it chow mein?
Yes.
Awesome. And then right about now, we have the ingredients on your screen in case you missed it the first time. We have salt, of course, seasoning cubes. We have vegetable oil, minced ginger, sesame oil, garlic cloves, minced, right? So that's also minced. Low sodium soy sauce, cups of matchstick carrots, thinly sliced green cabbage, refrigerated vermicelli noodles, bolognese skinless chicken, boneless skinless chicken, and of course chopped green onions and sliced green cabbage. Okay, so I think we're ready to go. So now run me through the process.
So the first thing you do, you saute the ginger and garlic together for a little bit. Then you add in the onions. Then you add in the cabbage, the celery, and the matchstick carrots. Then you saute it. Then you season it with the sauces, except for sesame oil, because sesame oil goes in last. It's just for aromatics.
Oh, okay.
And then you add the pasta in. Then you stir fry everything. They can add additional salt or black pepper, and it's very simple to make once you've prepped all the ingredients. You can make it within 10 minutes.
Yeah,
and it's done.
And it's a one-pan dish, right?
One-pot dish.
Everything goes into that one pan. Amazing. I mean, we're here right now, and of course, we'll definitely get into putting all of that together. So let me help you. Turn this on. And of course, I need to get the pan. You need a pan?
Yes.
A big pan or a pot?
A pan.
A pan, okay. Okay. And yeah, so while that is heating up. Okay. So yeah, let's start. I need to drain that a bit.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. This is the chicken.
Oh, yeah, so this is the boneless seasoned chicken.
Chicken is seasoned with soy sauce, some salt, and some oyster sauce.
You marinated it?
Yes, overnight.
Overnight.
Yes.
Amazing. What does that do to the chicken?
The seasoning penetrates the chicken more and gives it more flavor.
Gives it more flavor. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay, so, I mean, I think we're ready to go.
Yeah.
And, yeah, with that now. So is there any other thing we can add to this dish?
You can
I mean, yes.
substitute the chicken for maybe shrimps or beef or any other protein that you have, and you can use any other vegetables. Just make me vegetables and noodles, then you stir fry it together.
Oh, okay.
So you can add anything you
anything
want.
Else you want,
like.
just depending on your preference,
You
right?
can add bell peppers, anything else.
All right, great. You also make local dishes?
Yes, I do.
Oh, really? So what's your favorite dish?
Jollof rice.
Jollof rice?
Fried rice. I mainly like rice dishes, but I can cook a variety of soups and different things.
Nice, amazing. Okay, so now we're waiting for the pan to get hot, right? And of course, we need some oil in there. I think there's water in there. So yeah. Oh. So now for the carrots, I realized they've been prepped, right?
Yes.
So what was the process for going through that?
So you have to cut them into matchsticks so that everything in the chow mein can be still like straight. So I cut the carrots into half, then cut them.
But before then, you washed and you scraped them?
I scraped.
Okay, great. What are the preparatory methods for the cabbage?
The cabbage, you just cut it like how you do for coleslaw, just make it really thin and then use your fingers to separate it.
To separate it. Okay, great.
And then for the celery, I just used the celery stalks. I didn't use any of the leafy parts, just the stalks of the celery.
Okay. All right, so right about now, the pan is still heating up, and I'm going to leave our lovely chef here to go on cooking, right? But we'll go on a quick break, and when I come back, Book Chat continues with me on the couch. Okay, so I'm here again, and art comes in different forms, and as you know, on Thursdays we like to do different arty things. And right about now, I have a book review, and our book for today is titled The Thin Line, and this is by Wana Essien. She is a trained journalist and a communications specialist. This great piece is definitely for people who desire a conflict-free romantic relationship. And I believe that this book is actually very needed, and this topic is very needed because, I mean, earlier we were talking about cohabiting and talking about how you need to literally know what your partner is like before you decide to marry the person, so you literally avoid certain things. First of all, what is your take on that?
I overheard you discussing about marriage, and, you know, I always tell people, marriage is a lot of work. Relationship is a lot of work, whether it's with your spouse or your family or your friends. It's something that you need to put in effort. You don't just go into it without preparation.
Very true.
And a lot of people take friendship for granted. They take love for granted. And that's when they start crossing that thin line. And once that thin line is crossed, just
that's thin line. Now let's talk about this thin line. Can you define thin line? What is that thin line?
Okay, so they said there is a thin line between love and hate. So,
very true.
And you wonder why people who are so much in love, they are into themselves, and after a few months, they become sworn enemies. Like, what's really happened to these people? So that's the thin line. Once it is crossed, it's very difficult. And, you know, the more reason I wrote this book, it's about spousal killings.
Wow.
If you had read the book, you'll see that one of the characters killed the other person, and it's worrisome because it's on the increase. And
very true.
It's on the increase. It's becoming a recurring decima in our society, and we need to talk about it.
Very true.
What happens to two people who are so much in love and they end up killing themselves? So we should take that into consideration and talk about how not to cross the thin line. So this book is here to provide solutions to individuals on how to manage their relationships properly.
Okay, so now I want to ask you this question, which might seem a little bit personal. Why did you decide to write it? Because I believe people that actually take out time to sit down, because I believe writing is not something that is easy, right? It's something you have to put a lot of discipline into, right? So for you to actually have sat down to say, you know what, I want to write this book, why? What was that experience that took you to that place?
Okay, so when I was 15 years old, I had a neighbor who stabbed his wife to death.
Wow.
And that memory hasn't left me since then because it was shocking. And as a young girl, I admired the way they love themselves. So waking up to discover that tragic incident left a memory, a sad one. And during the pandemic, we were waking up to stories every day about spousal killings.
Very true.
And I said, no, we have to talk about this. That's why I wrote the book.
Oh, yeah, now. So what solutions did you prefer? And something I also love, because by the time I started reading it, I realized that you didn't just go straight, as you said, it's not like a typical book that you read on relationships and all of that, telling you what to do and what not to do. It actually carries a lot of stories on the inside. So I love the way you actually put it, because, I mean, lessons are learned quicker by stories. So now tell me, what solutions did you prefer in this book?
Okay, so I try to cover a lot of topics that causes us to cross the thin line, like finance, like dishonesty, like lack of trust and the rest. But one thing I would like to say is nothing is worth the life of anybody.
Very true.
And most of the conflict that arise in relationship can actually be worked on or can actually be resolved. So what works for everyone is different in relationship. So it's important that you do what works for you. But my own is don't cross the thin line. Try to respect the other person every time.
Okay, so now I want you to tell me about chapter 2, third parties. So just give me a brief run-through of the third parties.
Okay, so my perspective about third parties is in 2 ways. Okay, so we say don't allow people to come into your relationship. Try to resolve issues with your spouse or your friend, you know. Don't allow somebody to hear what is going on. But when you are in an abusive relationship, it's good that you talk to someone. You don't just keep things to yourself and it will end up escalating. And in other parts of the book, I talked about the role of the family, the role of religious leaders, and the role of the force in handling domestic violence. Okay, so if, say, I'm being abused by my husband and I go to my father to cry and I say, oh, Dad, my husband is abusing me. And he said, oh, you pray about it, go back home and resolve your issues with your spouse, you know. And this is where the third party should help me, because I've gone to him to cry. I think I saw a movie yesterday where the lady went back to her father to cry, and the father said, go back and resolve your issue. And she went back and she got killed. Wow. You know, so the same thing applies to religious leaders. You go to them, they say, oh, you pray, you fast. And I keep telling people, why not tell the other person to change, at least, to respect me and not cross the thin line? Instead of you telling one person to keep bearing the burden, to keep enduring the pain, which is not right. I also moved to the police force. You go to the police station to cry, to say, oh, I'm being abused by my spouse. They laugh at you and say, especially for men who are being abused, oh, your wife is abusing you. Are you not a man? Go back home and resolve your issue. We don't interfere in family issues, which is, you know, totally wrong. One thing about domestic violence is those people know that they do it and they get away with it.
Very true. Very
if
true.
they know that, oh, if I get caught, or even if I don't kill someone, I just lay my finger on my spouse, I will get this punishment.
They will not do it.
They will not do it again.
Very true. I mean, thank you so much. I mean, this is a very interesting read. You actually covered a whole lot. I mean, you spoke about divorce, finances, friends, third parties, careers, and so much more. And it's actually a very good read, and it's like a help manual for those in romantic relationships. Thank you so much for being on the show. I'd love to go on, but at this point, I have to go. Okay, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, Wake Up Nigeria continues.
Welcome back, the second lap of Wake Up Nigeria, and it's great to have you. Come on, we're here to give you spectacle of a lifetime. Of course, we're here for a wonderful time on the show. Just chill, sit back and relax. We're here for the whole ride.
Spectacle of a lifetime. You know, a comet in full flight. And the truth is, I'm wondering, you know, when you say spectacle of a lifetime, what is Mike going to say next?
No, don't worry about that. Yeah, don't worry about that. But I know Winfrey's set for us. Hello, Winfrey, how you doing?
It's really good. Can you smell it? Can you smell it?
I can't.
No, sorry, no pasta for you people. It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay.
sure.
So we're making stir fry, and of course, we're almost there.
Goodness me. Yeah. Now, there's still quite a lot coming your way, people. Quite a lot coming your way. Another 45 minutes left in the show. My name is Titilayo.
I am Mike Messikeno. Now, remember that to be a part of the show, use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC to hit us up on social media. Of course, if you are not at home and maybe you don't have, there's no light, and probably you don't have fuel, well, you can use your phone. You can download the app. It's available via the iOS store and also Google Play Store to watch us anywhere you are around the world.
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. What's the last one? What's the last
Twitter.
Twitter. We're always there at TVC Connect. You can connect with us. We look forward to your comments on social media. They keep us connected.
All right. Also, it's the season of love, and it's looking like the season of I want to get back with my ex.
For some celebrities,
you know,
not
from
everyone.
Kanye West to Nick Cannon to Lamar Odom.
Kanye West is not sure what he's doing.
Yeah,
that one is just.
I actually think he is.
You know something?
I actually think he is.
Either he is or he doesn't know what to do. He obviously doesn't know what to do to start with.
There's a big problem with what Kanye West is doing. Charlemagne, the God, called him out, and this is the reason why. He went as far as telling his fans that whenever they see Pete Davidson, they should shout him down. And Kim had to send him a message that what you are doing is dangerous.
That's what I'm saying.
And he put the message online. And he said, stop it. If anything happens to this man, you will be culpable.
Of course.
Yeah.
And then he put the message on, and he's just going back and forth.
Because all his actions, in my opinion, literally would drive Kim closer to Pitt and farther from him.
Very much. I mean, especially when he threatened him, he's insulting him, calling him names, back and forth. His fans, the guy now,
just helping the guy
there's fear for his safety. But you know, that guy. So there's, but Nick Cannon is the latest. But his own is that I think he accepted his law. But maybe this is reverse psychology.
So
he put up a song.
Nick Cannon's own is sweet. It's kind of like romantic in my opinion. I think it is. So you know, his dream girl was always Mariah Carey.
So what happened?
He used to have Mariah Carey's poster in his room. And then he ended up marrying her and having twin babies with her.
So what happened?
Man, no. Something, obviously, maybe the age difference, maybe the fact that she makes millions and millions of dollars every year with one song. I don't know. I'm just saying, we don't know what could have really happened to cause this breakup. We never actually got all those details. Not like the way Kanye and Kim is all over the place. So if there is potential for him to get Mariah,
no, there's no potential, because the next minute he dropped the song, the next night, she put up a picture of her and her boyfriend Tanaka. They've been together for 5 years.
Okay.
And she said, "Perfect Valentine, something, Valentine forever." Something along those lines. She just shot him that.
She will always be the mother of his children.
So, Benny, calm down.
That's the Ghana that was literally celebrating another baby mama recently.
He trashed himself, and then he goes like, "Okay, yeah, I know almost everybody say they have a child for me. I'm paying thousands of dollars in child support." And he goes back and forth and all that in the song, which is, of course, a prelude to his EP. That song will be part of his EP. Sure. But Lamar Odom is also somebody else who's making the news. Now he's on, I think, Celebrity Big Brother. And then when he had to vote for something, he came up and he goes, "Oh, Chloe." I tell you, he goes, "Chloe, I did bad by you."
He knows that he'll definitely get the sympathy.
Man, somebody should say they did bad by me too now. I don't mind.
No.
I love it. So I love that energy, though. I love that energy. I feel like if you want your babe back, you go to extreme levels.
But it's not. I don't feel it's genuine, to be honest.
Well,
I'm with you, Winfrey, on this one. All right. Okay. We're looking at the weather, of course, and then when we get back.
It's time for a news update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Titilayo Oyinson. Nigerians now throng to the United Kingdom visa application centers in Lagos daily since the resumption of the visa application processes by the British High Commission. Here are some images from the UK Visa Collection Centre along Mobolaji Bank Anthony Way in Ikeja, Lagos, where applicants wait for hours to submit tutor application or collect documents. Even applicants who have paid 42,000 naira for premium services are left outside the gate to battle their way into the building. The commercial partner TLS Contact is unable to control the crowd, and this has resulted in rowdy scenes. We will, of course, keep you updated on that developing story. Outside Nigeria, let's tell you that barely a little more than 3 weeks after Lieutenant Colonel Paul Henry Sandaogo Dambia led a coup that toppled the government of Roch Marc Christian, the coup leader has now taken over as president of Burkina Faso. In a televised ceremony, Mr. Dambia swore an oath before the country's top constitutional body to preserve, respect, uphold, and defend the Constitution, the nation's laws, and the fundamental act of key decisions, approved by the junta. Journalists without foreign representatives attended the ceremony in a small room at the office of the Constitutional Council on January 24th. Lieutenant Colonel Dambia led disgruntled officers of the force out of the head of state following public anger over his handling of bloody jihadist insurgency. Last week, the Constitutional Council formally determined that Mr. Dambia was the president, head of state, and supreme commander of the armed forces.
It's Thursday, and of course, you know what comes on Thursday? Our art display. Now, that's one that we always look forward to. Olumide Ajewole is our artist today, who loves working on oil paint, acrylics, and charcoal pencils. It's great to have you, Olumide.
Thank you.
That's a very, very nice cap you have there.
Thank you so much.
So just you're sure you need it while you're on your way out?
Yes.
Don't mind me, I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's get straight to it. You work with oil paint and acrylic and all. Why is that your preference?
I think it's more easier for me to express myself with oil paint and acrylic. So, and it's very easy for me to use to create things.
How did you get into the art world as an artist? Is this something that you always started from when you were small, or something you had to go learn?
I discovered I'm talented in doing so many creativities. I love decorations, doing, repairing things. Okay. So generally creating things. So later I found out that I think art gives me more joy. So then, though I don't know I will become an artist. Okay. But the more I do art, the more I love it. So then I look around and check so many things I've been doing. Then I discover art is more easier, and it gives me a kind of feeling that I love. That you love.
I like that. I like that. I also used to paint Christmas cards and all that, but maybe that feeling was not there with me. So let's talk about the artworks that you have here. This one, this beautiful one that I can see by the open space. Okay. It's large and it's beautiful. Let's talk about it. Does it have a name?
Yes.
What's the title?
A name.
Okay, there are two. Let's talk about the bigger one, the beautiful lady there. What's that titled?
The title I give that work is Bingpe.
Bingpe?
Yes.
So who's Bingpe?
So Bingpe was a friend of mine.
Was?
Yes. It explains a lot of... I'm trying to explain a lot of things that happened between me and her.
When you say was, she's no longer your friend now?
Yes. She's dead now.
Oh, she passed on?
Yes.
My condolences.
Thank you.
Very sorry about that. So what are you trying to capture in that painting? I'm
trying to capture her emotion, her feelings.
Wow.
And then the beauty she has. I'm trying to express myself. Whenever I see this painting, it makes me feel like she's still alive. Wow. And then it makes me remember the time we've spent together. Wonderful. So I just stand to I haven't posted it online, just because it's a special piece
to you.
For me alone.
Did you do this for a commercial? Is it a personal? Does it have personal value? What if someone wants to buy this? Would you sell it?
If someone wants to buy it, I'm not placing a value on it for now.
Okay. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I can understand that. Wow. Bingpe must have been a very special person, and our heart goes out to friends and family. And yeah, this does really do her memory honor. Yes. I like it. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, there's one just by the side of Bingpe there. Just beside it. Let's talk about that particular piece.
Okay. The small particular piece beside Bingpe there is Olokun. Now, I'm trying to explain the culture, the African culture in Nigeria. The blue background represents water. When I'm talking about Olokun, I'm talking about the goddess of the sea. So the story behind the goddess, and that's why we have jewelry. She's a beauty. So I'm trying to create things to represent one of the African goddesses in Nigeria.
Wonderful, wonderful. I like that. Artworks, something else. Now let's talk about this one here. Okay. This one just by my side here. What's this? Although you have, what style did you use to? What style is this?
Now this is acrylic and fabrics.
Acrylic and fabric. Yes, I can see the fabric for the earring and all of that.
Yes, okay. It's my new series of work now.
Okay.
So I'm trying to bring fashion and art together. So to create freedom. To create, to explain, because most of my work talks about freedom, women's and its environment. It talks about social change. So I'm trying to unite fashion and lifestyle together with art.
Wonderful. I like this, especially the African, the Afro hair and all of that. It's beautiful. And then, of course, like you mentioned, the fabric and all of that, the way it comes into it, it's really beautiful. Yeah. Lovely. Okay, so can you see that one by your side there? What painting is that? Let's talk about that one.
Yeah, it's same thing. It's similar to this.
Okay, okay.
I create them together at the same time. All right. So this also speak about fashion and lifestyle. It unites our culture. I'm bringing, that's why I use the fabrics. I'm trying to explain our culture.
I like
the
this
African
one with the
culture.
and all of that.
Yes.
This woman, and of course this one also by my side here. This, the one we can see on the screen now with the Afro hair. Does this piece have a name?
It doesn't have a name for now. Because they are new, they are untitled.
Now let's talk about your process of creating art. For some, you already have what you wanted in mind, like Bingpe, you know what you wanted to create and all that. But it seems that it's not the case for all of them. There's sometimes when you create first before the name or the title comes to you.
It comes in two different ways.
Okay. Sometimes
I have the subject before I create.
Okay.
And then for artists, generally, this is how it comes, two different ways. Sometimes we have the subject before we create, even the title before we create our work.
Okay.
And then sometimes we just think about something that comes to our mind, then we start doing it.
It's just start creating.
Yes, that's when we can now bring out a title. But our work must be specific. It must have a meaning. At least if it must point to something in our community. If not fashion, it should be our social environment. It should be, or it should be talking about woman and freedom or economy.
Wonderful. Now, this is something I always get to ask every artist that comes up here. The appreciation of art. How is the general populace, or how do they, the appreciation of art? Is this something that is improving? Is it something that you feel like people need to appreciate art more? Is it something that you feel is optimal, is okay? How do people appreciate art in these climes?
Actually, in Nigeria, I would say, I think I'm beginning to see that people are appreciating art. Okay, so it's rising, yeah? Yes, it's rising, especially for the contemporary artists of today. So they are encouraging. I think they are encouraging more artists now. So and they are giving more opportunity to artists now. And then there is still need for everybody to understand that we need to appreciate art, because it's one of the best ways to express ourselves, even to speak without opening our mouth. Wonderful, wonderful. And your works today really do speak. Thank you very much. I'm not trying to patronize you, but Bingpe is a wonderful work of art. It's about the best I've seen here this morning. Well done. Thank you very much. Just grab a seat there just while he's still there.
Welcome back. Now, you always feel that energy when you have a well-trained performer in the building. Definitely. Finally, we're joined by an award-winning British-trained actor, singer, producer, art enabler, performing arts executive, the one and only Bikia Graham Douglas. Woo! That was Bigo.
I'm like,
come on now.
Keep on going.
Come on
so how do you manage to wear all of those hats? How?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's just God's grace. And one of those people who... Thanks for having me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, let me not be rude. Thanks. It's lovely to be on the couch again. Yes, I always love it coming out here to be with you. Well, how do I do it? It's God's grace. And I'm one of those people who I have to do things. And with everything that I do, development is very important to me. Creating opportunities is very important to me. And wearing one hat doesn't give me the opportunities to do that. And I'm very grateful to God that I have the ability to be able to do all of these different things. And the underbelly of all that I do is empowering people and creating opportunities for them the way people created opportunities for me.
So, I know she doesn't look it, but Bikia has actually produced over 60 stage plays. What? And
Stage plays.
Honestly,
those things are nerve-wracking.
I just got off one.
Just
like
got off
literally
one?
yesterday. Yes, I just
Wow.
finished producing Philomena in Port Harcourt, and Port Harcourt really came through. So people watching from Port Harcourt, I love you. Yeah.
Nice.
But it's a whole new world, you know. Performing on stage has actually affected a lot of our guests when they come in here. They can't break back into the film world as easily. There's a really strong divide between stage and film. How have you been able to manage that?
You see, I think me being on stage has made me a better actor.
Okay.
Because you see, on stage, we're larger than life. You're very expressive. So you don't have problems with showing your emotions or sharing or giving, because it's just you and your audience, and you have to take them on that journey. So it trains you to be able to give so much with so little. But with film, you just have to bring it right down. Those emotions are there. So sometimes when I'm on set, I'll have the director say, bring it down.
Bring it down,
Yeah,
yes.
perfect.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so for me, being on stage has made me a better performer on screen.
Yeah. Amazing. I mean, watching that clip, I heard a very authentic Hausa accent. And I'm looking for it. I can't find it. What happened?
I mean, Port Harcourt Peking, though.
No one, I would definitely not.
Yes. Well, it's my job. It's part of your job to do the work. And so when that came along, I had to go research about how they speak, their mannerisms, you know, their aura, and, you know, the way they dress, how they carry themselves. So I sort of had to really fight for this character to come to life. And I'm very pleased that, you know, I did that because people have responded fantastically to the character.
So it's not all about stage and screen for you. You also founded Beta Universal Arts Foundation. So you need to tell us about that and how you're helping to develop talent.
Okay, Beta Universal Arts Foundation. It's been around for a while, actually. We've just crossed 10 years now.
Wow, congratulations.
And thank you. And I founded that because when I moved back to Nigeria, I saw many young people like myself who wanted opportunities, but they didn't have them. So Beta was founded to create platforms to develop talent and impact lives through storytelling. And we do that through our stage plays, through the competitions we organize, the outreaches. From Beta Universal, we founded the Beta Playwright Competition. This is our 5th year. And 2,000 entries later from 30 states in Nigeria, we now have a collective of young writers between the ages of 18 to 40 who are writing plays in Nigeria. And you can imagine how robust the storytelling is and different. So Beta it's been such a blessing to me because I've been able to use that platform to touch many lives in playwriting and performance, creating opportunities for them to get training. We started our own Beta Arts Festival in Abuja, and it was received really well. And we're now taking that to Port Harcourt too.
You know, there was actually a time when it was really hard to find stage playwrights or stage writers. But it feels like you have a resource, a database now of writers. So if anybody needs a writer now or wants to give a writer an opportunity, they can come to you guys.
And that's happening already. So we do have people from our alumni. Like one of our alumnus, he wrote More and Me, the musical. He was one of the writers of More and Me, Man of God. So I do have people refer to me for writers. Amazing. And the good thing about it is that we now are focusing on diversifying their skills. So they're not just writing for stage anymore, but they'll be able to write for film, TV. So it's just opened like a book of many possibilities and opportunities. When I started the playwright competition, I did not know how far it was going to go. But then you're writing the plays, you're publishing the plays, you're producing the plays. And you're creating opportunities for these writers too. And some of those plays are now being adapted into films. So it's just a whole long journey. And then we took it to the universities through the Beta Campus Outreach, where we get 5 universities, but this year, hopefully, we'll make it 10 universities. To produce the winning play. And then the winning school, we get to enhance their learning environment by giving them a donation.
Amazing. I think what you're doing, I think you're not proud enough. I won't be able to sit on this couch with other people. No, anyways, my question is, I know you're definitely working on projects right now. So can you give us some tips?
Okay, actually, as I said, I just finished a stage play in Port Harcourt, so we're post-publicity mode right now. So this was fantastic, yeah. And I worked with Mona Lisa Chinda and Uncle Bimba Manuel, and it was amazing. So my next project, I'm working on a 5-part documentary series called As We Are. And
5 parts?
Yes.
That's a big one.
It is big. Nigeria is huge. Yes. Our story is, I mean, like, 5-part series is not even enough, but it's on Nigeria's modern history. So we are going from 1960 to present day. So we're filming that at the moment. We're doing the final stage of our principal photography, and I'm presenting that, so it's quite exciting. And then I'm working on a short film called Dawn. And Dawn is about how corruption affects gender development. So those are 2 projects that I'm working on, and I'm also going to be on stage after such a long time. My dear friend, I can't say too much about it, but my dear friend is getting me back on stage, and she's going to be directing.
Amazing. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait. In fact, there's so much bubbled into one person. It feels amazing. We also heard you're doing some evangelism with the prison ministry as well.
That's
are you helping them act? Are you taking the prisoners or getting involved in stage?
No, not right
not
now.
Exactly. Not right now.
Not yet, but it's something that we're thinking about. But it has to be right. It has to be right. So for now, it's about speaking to them, making them realize that they're still human. Because they're behind bars doesn't mean that they're not human beings. We all get second chances in life. Yeah. So for me, it's about having that bond, that human connection, and ministering to them. That there's a different way.
You know what? There's so much wrapped into one.
Yes, I
At this point, I think the food in the kitchen is calling. Yes, but we have to see her in action. Let's take a clip.
Okay, and we're still here, and we have an amazing guest right here with us. And this is Chef Tulu. And she's been making some nice stir fry.
Now, if you don't introduce me, I do like this. It's only, you don't see me here. I'm not here.
You're laughing at something.
Your hair is lovely, by the way. Don't mind that. But hey, you're welcome. You're welcome to our kitchen.
Thank you.
This is what we have here for you. Stir fry. What do you call it now?
Chow mein.
Wow.
Oh, stir fry.
Let me just do as if I know understand what you said. Yeah? So we just try.
Is it spicy chow mein or?
No, just regular.
So there's no fire in it? I'm sure there's fire. Okay.
So I'd like you to try it and tell us what you think.
Okay.
You don't do it.
I know. I know.
Yum. Yum is good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's really good.
Right.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you. And yes, wishing you the best.
Yes.
Thank you
In
so
all you
much.
do.
Thanks for having me today.
All right.
Thanks so much.
So that's
Yeah.
it. It's been a wonderful show. Thank you for being a part of the show. Titi.
Words of wisdom.
Have a great day, everyone. Thursday, try to be patient when it comes to queuing for fuel. Don't worry, we'll all get.
Yes, we will. We will. Absolutely.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.